G'day legends, g'day superstars. Peps here to take you through the round 2 tips for this week's matches. It all kicks off tonight, Thursday the 23rd of March at the MCG, the home of AFL football between the Carlton Football Club and the Geelong Cats. Two very disappointing teams from round 1 heading into a blockbuster matchup. One team here will have a win, the other one a loss or draw. How exciting is football after 2 weeks for these two teams? Anyway, let's go through it. Corey Durden is in the big fella. Mark Pitternet has been brought in for the Blues. George Hewitt is injured, arguably their best player last week, and Jack Martin is also injured. And Lockie O'Brien has been named the sub. For the Geelong Cats, Cooper White has been brought in. Jack Bowles making the big move all the way from the Gold Coast Suns have been brought in. Brandon Parfait has melted and he is out. Tom Stewart has been injured as well due to the dodgy MCD Earth. And I blame you, Ed Sheeran, and no one else. New Cooper White and Jack Bowles in for the Cats, and the Medi sub is going to be Cooper White. Look, let's be honest. Two teams massively disappointing last week, but if you have to pick it down who played the better football, you'd have to go with Carlton. And I'm concerned not having Tom Stewart down back is going to be a risk for them. He's probably their best backman, one of the ultimates in the AFL. So I'm simply going with Carlton to cause a mini upset here and for Geelong Cats to go 0-2 heading into round 3 of the AFL season. All right, it gets even better than that, ladies and gentlemen. We are heading into Friday, March 24. If you remember from the finals last year, the Lions did a number on the Ds. The Demons went out straight sets, Sam Stosur style. And so at 7:55 p.m. at the Jabba the Hutt, these two teams go at it again. In is the unbreakable, the unimpenetrable Darcy Fort. Dara Joyce is in, and the Zorko is also in as well. Out is Devon Robertson, James Tunstall, both being admitted, Jackson Pryor, the medical sub, and Kitty Coleman has been injured. Dara Joyce plays his first game for the Brisbane Lions. Good long young fella. In for the Ds, 3 massive. We've got Bailey Fritsch. We've got the Jack Varney, and we've got Stephen May coming in. Out, Adam Tomlinson has been omitted. Bailey Laurie has been omitted. Let's be honest, it just comes down to depth. Jake Melksham is the medi sub, and Keziah Pickett, after his cannonball smack on Bailey Smith, he's out for 2 weeks due to suspension, and Harry Petty plays his 50th game. The Brisbane Lions were the most atrocious team out of anybody. Can't pick the Hawks because they weren't going to do anything. Brisbane were poo. Let's be honest, they were. And Melbourne was sensational against the Dogs. Now it's up at the Jabba the Hutt. If the Lions can bring their hard-running game, they are a massive chance. My only concern with them is they don't have any defence. So yeah, kick a score, but you've got to stop the other team. And with arguably the best backman in the league, Stephen May, in there, and one of the best small forwards up there in terms of Bailey Fritsch being in there, and Jack Viney being a hard nut with Petrarca and Oliver and Gawn and Grundy, and I could keep going. I'm picking the Ds, my boys, to win this one. And I'm simply going to go by 4 goals. But I would not be surprised if Brisbane bounce back. All right, let's get into Super Saturday, the prison bar battle at the MCG, 1:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. The Collingwood Magpies versus the Port Adelaide Power. Billy Frampton is in for the Pies. Jeremy Howe is out with that gruesome arm injury. Reef McInnes has been shelved as well too as the medi sub. Billy Frampton, like I said, playing his first game. Jace Burgoyne is in. Francis Evans has been omitted, and Trent McKenzie has been injured again. Just does not have any luck, that bloke. All right, who do we go with? Do we go with a team that absolutely destroyed the opposition in relation to Port Adelaide? A result that not many people saw. Jason Horne-Francis was absolutely amazing in the middle against a fast-flowing Collingwood. A lot of people thought that they might go backwards this year due to a harder draw and also getting across the line in very low margins over many games last year. With this in mind, the way I saw Collingwood run the ball through the middle, they play hard, they play fast, and they run in waves. They are hard to stop. You don't have to worry about your backman if the ball's at the other end of the ground. And I think Collingwood are going to do a number on Port Adelaide here, but I reckon this is going to be no more than 10 points. Here's my thing. if Port Adelaide bring the hardness that they did last week and are willing to take Collingwood on, they can cause a bit of an arm wrestle. The thing is, though, Collingwood run hard and fast, and I'm not too sure if Port Adelaide have that in their midfield with Wines and Boak. But if it does go forward, Fantasia's down there. You've also got Junior Rioli down there as well too, who can cause a bit of a ruckus. So I am going with Collingwood just by the weight of numbers and being at the MCG. They're going to do a number on Port Adelaide, but this could be a cracker of a game. What first three games to start off this round? Couldn't ask for much more than that. We're heading all the way over to Pyfloater City over in Adelaide. 4:35 p.m. Adelaide Oval. The Adelaide Crows versus the Richmond Tigers. In is Lockie Scholl. Jordan Butts has been smothered and Tyler Brown has been wiped. Both omitted. Isaac Rankin playing his 50th game. Richmond, Samson Ryan and Tyler Young are in. Ben Miller out. Jack Ross out. Ryan Mansell out. All omitted. Sliced and diced. Tyler Young is in. Rightio. Richmond will win this. And there's only one reason why Richmond will get over the line. Adelaide played the GWS in 37-degree heat last week. That will take them some time and it will take some of the petrol tickets out of them. And we've seen teams that have played in Cairns, teams that have played in the Northern Territory, they are usually laggy 1 week later. Richmond weren't their best last week against Carlton, but they did pull out a draw. So with that in mind, I'm just saying Richmond, by the weight of temperature numbers, will win this one. I think it'll be close for maybe 2.5 quarters, and then Richmond will grind out a win after that, and it could turn into a 3 or 4 goal win. So I'm going with the Tigers over there in Adelaide. Rightio. The Marvel matchup, the Western Bulldogs versus the Saints of St Kilda, 7:25 Marvel Stadium. This is going to be a corker as well too. In Hayden Crozier, Riley West and Riley Garcia all in for the Doggies. Out, Adam Treloar injured, Josen Johannesson omitted, Mitch Hannon omitted, Rory Lobb has been injured. Good investment there, Doggies. Seb Ross is in for the Saints, Jack Bytel injured, Jimmy Webster injured. To add to that huge, massive, large injury list that they've got at the moment. Look, St Kilda were great under Ross Lyon last week, had a great game against Fremantle. Western Bulldogs will be seething about what happened last week against the Melbourne Football Club. And that, with that in mind, the Western Bulldogs will take this one out. I think they needed a bit of speed around the ball. Crozier will provide that. Riley West will provide an option underneath the big boys down forward. They were 1 forward, 2 tall out. Rory Lobb's going to be out, but don't be surprised if this is going to be another one of those Ross Lyon arm wrestles. I think it's going to be a corker of a game. I think every game this week is going to be a great game for various reasons. But I think the Doggies will get back on track. But don't be surprised, once again, if St Kilda are able to grind out a win. This will go down to less than a goal, in my humble opinion. A goal either way. But I'm going with the Doggies. I have a bit more faith in their midfield. All right. Let's get to the last game on the weekend. The Fremantle Shockers, yes, that's what they were, putrid last week against St Kilda. 7:30 p.m. at Optus Stadium against the revitalised North Melbourne Football Club, North Melbourne Kangaroos, North Melbourne Football Club. Optus Stadium. No outs at this stage, but Josh Tracy has been omitted for Fremantle. In is Aidan Corr and Todd Goldstein. Big boys in. Aidan Bonner has been omitted. Tristan Zeri has been injured, so that's just a straight swap for Goldstein. Will Phillips is the Medi sub. I'll tell you what, Fremantle, you may want to probably play a hell of a lot different than last week because you were putrid. Midfield was shocking, too much chippy around the back line, and your forwards did nothing. North Melbourne did everything that they needed to do under Alistair Clarkson. Awesome last week. You've got to look at the big boy down at full forward, kicking 6 goals. Nick Larkey, LDU in the middle. I'm tipping a semi-upset based on what North are going to do. If North win this, they're going to win the same amount of games in 2023 than they did in 2022. Can you believe that? I'm going with North to take on Fremantle and beat them on their home deck because I think Fremantle are poo at the moment. So I'm going with the Kangaroos and I'm going by 2 goals. See, not too much, not too little, just a nice 2 goals. Okay. Sunday, March 26th, let's get into it. Sydney Swans versus the Hawthorn Hawks. Angus Stredrick is in. Corey Warner is in. Joel Armady is in. Lachlan McAndrew is out. Lance Franklin is out for basically ripping off somebody's head with his forearm. Lachlan McAndrew and Corey Warner are in. Good luck, boys, for your first games for the Sydney Swans. In for Hawthorn, Denver Granger's Barras the Hyphen is back. Jack Scrimshaw, Sam Butler and Tyler Brockman. Chad Wingard for something different, injured again. Not going to spend too much time on this one. 1:10 p.m. SCG. Sydney Swans, probably by 100 points. Write that one down. This will be your first hungy for the year. Hawthorn are putrid. I don't know what's going on down there. I know he's slicing and dicing Chen Kenichi style on Iron Chef at the moment, Sam Mitchell, but they are an absolute travesty. It is almost legalised tanking, what they're doing at the moment. So put your house on the Sydney Swans. It's better than bank interest. 3:20 p.m. at Marvell Stadium, Essendon Football Club versus the very disappointing last week Gold Coast Suns. Now, if you looked at the start of the season and said Essendon would go in as a favourite against Gold Coast at Marvel, you'd be going, maybe, but Ben King is back. Like, that's a massive in. And Essendon don't have 2 metre Peter, and they're a bit of a rabble. Here's the thing. Essendon won their last 5 against Gold Coast. And so, in my opinion, they're going to go 6 for. Gold Coast were woeful last week, really starting to put some pressure on Ben King. And it's reliant on, once again, Miller, Rowell in the middle, Anderson, Casbolt, Chol. King did not fire a shot last week. So with Essendon, their ball movement's a lot faster. They're playing more accountable football, harder sort of football. And on the Marvel Deck Stadium, which they love playing on, they are going to have a win and potentially could be sitting on top of the ladder after the first 2 rounds. I don't think it's going to be a big margin. 4 goals, nothing more than that. But these are the type of games that good old Gold Coast Suns could potentially win. Caden Baldwin is in. Massimo D'Ambrosio is in. Matt Guelphy and Will Snelling are all in. Anthony McDonald-Tipamuri is injured. In for the Gold Coast Suns, Alex Sexton, Connor Blakey, Lockie Weller and Malcolm Rosas. Rosas, football is life and life is football. Alex Davies omitted for the Gold Coast Suns and Connor Blakey playing his first game there. Rightio, rounding it off for the last game. Now, they normally put this game in the graveyard shift, and if you have a look at the 2 teams playing, one of them was absolutely atrocious, and the second one is absolutely buggered. West Coast Eagles versus the GWS Giants, 6:20 p.m. at Optus Stadium. Go out with your wife, go out with your husband, do something with the family. Just do something. Don't watch this game. It is going to be a shocker. Elijah Hewitt, Greg Clark, Jake Waterman, Sam Petreski-Seaton are all in for the West Coast Eagles. Jack Petrocelli has been omitted. Elijah Hewitt, first game for the West Coast Eagles. Congratulations, young fella. Hope you have a great career. In for the GWS. Have a look at this. Big boy, number 1 draft pick, Aaron Cadman making his debut for the GWS. Callum M. Brown, Connor Stone, Rockhard, Cooper Hamilton, Harry Ralston and Lockie Keefe all in. Harry Perryman injured. Josh Kelly injured. Lockie Wordfield all injured. And that happened quite early in the game last week as well too. So for the GWS to grind out a win, absolutely sensational. New is Harry Ralston and Aaron Cadman. So good luck with your careers here, gentlemen. Right, even though I said that this game is one that you won't want to watch unless you follow these 2 teams, West Coast will win this. And I can hear the crickets. West Coast will win, yes. Here's why. 37 degrees. It's going to be 37 degrees, and then GWS Giants have to fly all the way over from Sydney to Perth, and that's going to take it out of them. And I think West Coast will want to bounce back after their putricity. I don't even know if that's a word, what they showed up last week as well. They've got too many stars in that team. They have to bounce back, otherwise Simpson could be gone within the next, well, what are we, round 2 by round 5. If nothing happens and they're 0-5 after 5 rounds, Simpson's gone. There is no reason they can keep him. And the GWS, they'd love to go 2-0, but I just think they're going to struggle with the amount of injuries that they had and also the amount of energy that was sapped in that 37-degree heat. So there you go, trendsetters. There are your round 2 tips, tipped out style with your host, Chris Pepper of the Lace Out Podcast. Remember, join us every Tuesday night on the Facebook page to see us live. Get on the show, be part of it. And there are your tips. tipped out style because it's how you want your footy. Hope your team wins. Good luck, listeners.